Former world champion Kim Clavel's pro career almost never happened. During her amateur days, she suffered a tough split decision loss during Team Canada selections. Clavel retired for more than a year, but it wasn't just her love of boxing that brought her back.
One time, one of my friends said, "You want to come to do CrossFit with me?" I said, "Oh, no," and she always saying that to me. I said, "Okay, I will go." And the first sweat I felt, I'm an athlete, and I felt something strong inside of me.
Having her love of sport rekindled, Clavel resumed her training and her amateur status, which was eventually capped off by a gold medal at the Pan Am Games in 2017. She turned pro that same year and quickly started picking up wins, going 10-0 to start her career. Despite being a professional, she was still working as a nurse in the maternity ward in her hometown of Juliette, Quebec, Canada. But when she turned 29, she decided to step away from nursing and train boxing full-time. The extra focus paid off. In her first 10-round bout, she won her first regional title. She was then elevated to main event status for the first time, agreeing to face Esmeralda Moreno. Things were looking up for the young prospect. That was until the COVID-19 pandemic happened. Her main event bout was canceled, and the boxing world ground to a screeching halt. But instead of sitting at home and waiting for it all to be over, or feeling sorry for herself having the biggest fight of her life canceled, Clavel dusted off the nursing gear and went back to work. Despite being in an overcrowded local hospital for hours on end, Kim still found time to stay in shape, going on runs and exercising after her night shift was over. After fighting the pandemic for months, she went back to fighting people. When she was able to return to boxing, she had 2 bouts before finally getting her main event spot, where she outboxed Maria Soledad Vargas over 10 rounds en route to a victory. 2 fights later, she was competing for a world title. Across the ring stood defending WBC champion Yesenia Gomez, who won the belt in 2018 and hadn't lost since. But fighting at home in Montreal gave Clavel a little extra boost.
You feel something really special. The energy is amazing, and that gave me a lot of energy to see my family, my friends, the nurse at the hospital, my boxing fan, and everyone was there to cheers for me. And I remember when I was walking to the ring, I just felt invincible. It's my night.
Kim looked invincible as well, putting on a masterclass over 10 rounds, taking all 10 on one judge's scorecard. On her biggest stage, Clavel put on her best performance to date and took the unanimous decision victory. Instead of handpicking an opponent or taking some time off to reflect on the hard work that got her to this point, Clavel went right back into the fire, attempting to unify the WBC and WBA titles in a match against Jessica Plata. Clavel would fall short and lose her belts after 10 hard-fought rounds.
She was a little bit better tonight. That's it. She was sharper.
But just like she had her entire career, Kim would bend but not break, quickly taking a fight just 4 months later with Naomi Reyes. Once again at home, Clavel put her skills on display for the Laval crowd. The hometown hero would cruise to a UD and add win number 17 to her resume. Clavel's activity seems to have paid off. She signed to face unified champ Evelin Bermudez in October of 2023. Clavel has created a name for herself in the boxing landscape. Opponents are willing to travel and fight on her home turf because of the financial incentives as well as the atmosphere of her events. A career that nearly didn't make it out of the amateurs, was halted in its prime, and almost derailed because of a loss, has blossomed into a chance at becoming a 2-time world champion.